On today's episode of Road Schooling with the Clemens, we visit Mountain Interpretive Center. Located just 25 minutes outside of Cody, Wyoming, this is one of 10 Japanese internment camps created during World War II. From 1942 to 1945, Mountain was home to over 14,000 Japanese American citizens after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. This was a great opportunity for the children to learn about an uncommonly spoken part of American history. Knowing that our kids know nothing of the subject, it was time to grab some educational resources. First, I would look for a documentary about Pearl Harbor, then additional reading material, and lastly, we would visit the camp. Searching on YouTube, you'll find many different options for documentaries. I chose one that had viewpoints from both sides. You'll find a link to the video we watched down below. Next, I searched on Teachers Pay Teachers and found many different options to choose from. Again, you'll find a link for the materials located below. Now it was time to visit the Interpretive Center. Our first stop was the Interpretive Center.
Together, so it really, shall we say, disrupted family.
Next, we went outside to tour the remaining barracks and the hospital.
We got to go in the rooms and see what it was like for one family just to live in one single room. I thought that would have been really hard for all of us. And the thing that I didn't like is that we had to read so much just to know everything. And I thought that was really hard for me because it's just hard to read. I liked seeing the hospital, but I didn't like all the reading.
The thing that I liked was that all the kids played together because they had blocks with over 200 people in them, so each kid had at least 10 people to play with. And the thing that I didn't like is how they were kept inside a barbed wire fence and just how they treated them, I guess.
Okay, so we just want to talk a little bit after the tour here. First thing I wanted to say is that there was a lot of reading to be done throughout the museum. And so for the little ones, it's probably a little over their head. Now, there was a very good video at the very beginning of our tour and different places where you could press buttons and watch some video snippets from interviews that they have done with people who lived here at the camp. And those were great. So the older kids had no problem. The younger one, Cooper, he's 7, and it probably wasn't as meaningful and interesting to him, age-wise, reading-wise. So just be wary of that.
Yeah, but they did have a mobile app, which we didn't really know about beforehand, and I wish they'd advertise a little bit more. So hopefully you'll know now. But the mobile app has a bunch more information in it. It also has some audio stops. So as you go to different places, you can hit the button and listen to the thing that's in front of you, which would probably help for the little guys. Yeah, so as you saw, there's an inside museum area, and then there are 2 separate outside areas, one where it's a little bit of 1/4 mile self-guided tour, and there are placards along the way that you can stop and read about. They talk about different parts of the camp. And then the other part is there's 2 barracks left that you can actually see, and the hospital with the iconic smokestack that is still there. So again, those little placards are around for the app. So if you had that, I think it probably would be a lot better. Search on the Google store for Mountain, and you'll see it come up, and it's an audio tour. So we have decent signal out here, but as always, when you're out here out west, download at home first and bring it with you. And we'll put the links down below to the apps in our description, so check that out. I'd also just say it was very informative and interesting to the adults as well.
Yeah.
So I know, like, when I was in school, they really kind of glossed over that there were these camps and exactly what went through before and after and during. So it was really interesting to learn that piece of history, because it's something that got glossed over, at least for us 90s kids. They didn't really talk about it much. So it's very cool to be out here and see exactly what they had to live through.
Yeah, I think it's an important piece of history. As we told the kids, you know, the thing about history is you learn so that you don't repeat it. So, and this is definitely one of those scenarios. So while they're still pretty young and some of it may be a little over their head, I think that they got the gist of it, and I think it was beneficial to their education while we're road schooling.
Yep.
All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
And subscribe.
Yep. And we'll see you with our next tip.